Hi, welcome to Live at 12:05. I'm Sheila Williams-Morales, a museum docent here at the Isle of Wight County Museum, and I'll be presenting to all of you some Cold War artifacts, specifically East German artifacts. Just as a refresher, East Germany was founded in 1949. After the end of World War II, Germany was divided into East and West, and East Germany went with the Soviet Union. It wasn't until 1990 that East and West would be reunified into what is modern-day Germany. The first artifact I have to show you is actually this helmet here. It is called the M56. It is a steel helmet. Technically, it's called a Stahlhelm, which roughly translates to steel helmet. But I want to talk a little bit about that word because those helmets were made in 1916, basically during World War I, when German troops would have been facing artillery, this new trench warfare, and so they had to come up with a helmet that would protect them. The design of that helmet was so unique that it would appear in propaganda as denoting this is a German soldier. And so by World War II, the Stahlhelm didn't really change much in design as far as I can tell. It's not until after World War II where East Germany is trying to distance themselves from the iconography of Nazi Germany while also showing allegiance to the Soviet Union that they need to come up with some new helmet design. And so they came up with the M56. Unlike the World War I, World War II era Stahlhelms, this is more conical in shape. But that being said, the design for it actually came from a 1942 design that they had scrapped, I guess, during Nazi Germany, where they instead kept the 1939-1940 helmet model. But I thought that was an interesting tidbit that despite trying to show allegiance to the Soviet Union, they still relied on a World War II era design for their new helmets. And then we have the ushanka. So usually when you see an ushanka, you're going to know right off the bat, this is the Soviet Union Cold War era. However, this was worn by the troops during the winter in East Germany. You can tell by the emblem that's here. The East German emblem has the German colors of black, yellow, and red, but it also has some socialist iconography with the hammer denoting the workers, the grain denoting the farmers, and the compass for the intelligentsia. And if I were to undo the buttons here, there would be flaps that would have surrounded the soldiers' faces to kind of keep them warm against any cold, inclement weather. So while I said that this feels very Russian, it actually has more Finnish origins. During the Winter War of 1939 to 1940, the Finnish troops had more or better protective gear against the inclement weather. And so after that conflict, the Soviet troops just sort of used the Finnish helmet gear to create the ushanka. And so that's about it. We have a lot in our collection that is East German military gear, but I wanted to highlight these two in particular because they're so tied to a certain national identity. The Stahlhelms with World War I, World War II era Germany, and the ushanka with Cold War era Soviet Union. And I always think it's very interesting how potent these sort of iconographies can be. So I hope you found that interesting as well. Thank you for watching.